Wheeler from the belt to the plate. A swing and a miss, and that's the winner. That's the winner. A World Series winner for the Cardinals. Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy. Swinging a long one into left field. Adios, goodbye, and maybe that's the winner. A 3-run homer by Clark, and the Cardinals lead by the score of 7-5, and they may go to the World Series on that one, folks.
What a team. What a ride. The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
Welcome to That's a Winner podcast. I am Ryan, and with me as always is Josh Brown. Josh, welcome. Where should we start today? We got lots to talk about, all kinds of things. Should we start with the jerseys that we're both repping, or should we start with the Cardinals getting their first sweep in 2024? I'll let you decide which way to go first.
I mean, the sweeps.
All right, let's go there. All right, so the Cardinals
historic sweep with the Orioles.
Yeah,
too.
so the Orioles hadn't lost in 106 straight series, dating back to like the end of April, May.
The day before Adley Rutschman got called up.
The first time they'd been swept in 2 years, really. And the Cardinals' first sweep of 2024. I told you, I said, wow, it's kind of neat. When they start hitting, it's a lot more fun. When they start hitting, you win ball games. Like, how exciting. All of those things together, it makes a big difference. I've said for a long time, and I've tweeted this for the last year and a half, that I think this team is pretty good, even last year, but it's built on a streaky team. So when it goes really bad, you're in last place. When it goes really, really well, you think, oh, this team has a chance to do some things. Right now, we're in that moment of you think maybe this team has a chance to do some things because you have won now 8 out of 10 since Matt Carpenter has joined the team. 8 out of 10.
Veteran leadership, baby.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 if you think of when Ollie was ejected the first time around. So the Cardinals are streaking. Are they ready to take flight? Or is it just a mirage like we saw in 2023?
Yeah, so we were talking about this, thinking about this, right? And I'll give a credit here. I saw this tweet from Josh Jacobs earlier today. But the Cardinals had 11-3 stretch about the same exact time last year, coming off the heels of an 8-game losing streak, which we just came off the heels of a 7-game losing streak. And that stretch last year, they went 11-3 against the Red Sox, the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Dodgers. So you had 2 big division rivals in there too, that they went on that streak. And if you remember, I think Arenado homered. It was at least 3 games in a row. It might have been 4 or 5, but he had a heater that started with that Boston series. And all of a sudden you look up and we were either in second or third place, 4 games behind the Brewers. And you thought, okay, well, the season's back on. And then it just totally went to crap after that.
Yeah. So do you think that this, and we'll open the questions up for anyone that's listening and watching all over the different locations from Cardinals 24/7 and Cardinal Nation 24/7 and 100,000 followers there on YouTube for Cardinals Nation 24/7 on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page, on our Twitter handle. We'll open all those questions up for all you as well. But Josh, is this 2023 or is this a new looking 2024?
I think it's going to hinge on 2 things.
So you're not going to answer?
I'm going to answer it by saying it's going to hinge on 2 things. So what's different, obviously, is the pitching. The rotation, for the most part, is completely different besides Michaelis.
You can depend on it more than you could last year.
Yes, and the rotation this week is against the Orioles was fantastic. Gray, Lynn, and Gibson were all great. Gibson got washed out. We had some couple of rain delays, which was kind of interesting in a couple of games. But the pitching is the big difference. So if those 3 guys can continue doing what they're doing and Michaelis can just keep us in games and not give up 5+ runs a game like he's been doing, I think we'll be okay. But I mean, the pitching depth's not there though. We have no 5th starter right now. They still have not announced who's starting the game Saturday. Liberatore threw a long bullpen yesterday to be ready to start. It would not surprise me if they just say, hey, we don't have anyone else. We're just going to go with Libby again. and that clearly has not worked. So I think it hinges on the rotation, still giving those quality starts. And then, I mean, this winning that we've done in this last, winning, going 8-2 in these last 10, it's been on the backs of the young guys. It's been on the backs of Masyn Winn, Alec Burleson, who's been fantastic. I mean, he and Mason are the best hitters in the offense right now. Nolan Gorman's caught one of his hot streaks, getting some extra base hits and some timely home runs. It hasn't been Arenado and Goldschmidt. And unless these guys are really stepping in, the young guys, to take off the rest of this year, I don't know how this sustains if Goldschmidt and Arenado don't start hitting like their career has shown that they can hit.
Well, I agree with that part because those two dudes have to eventually show up completely for this team to go anywhere.
They've been hitting better, but the power is still not there at all.
The whole team is lacks power in general, but also the Orioles are really good.
Yeah,
the Orioles are going to be in the playoffs. The
Orioles,
high-powered
offense,
they're really good, and so the Cardinals competed with them by pitching and also with scoring runs, which was very encouraging. I can't think of a really good team the Cardinals beat last year, like in that manner, obviously sweeping. Like this caliber of Orioles team is different than what the Cardinals did at any time last year. So that's encouraging. But also what you said, like it's been on the backs of the young guys and they still swept the Orioles, which is encouraging. So at some point, if the veteran leadership starts hitting homers and pulling their weight, then yeah, it's super, super encouraging. I think it's a completely different makeup of a team. The bullpen is extremely, extremely better than last year. The starting pitching is better. It's not great as we think it might be, according to the numbers now as they're starting to shake out, but it's still much improved.
They're keeping you in games, whereas last year, I mean,
there was
you were out of it by the second, third, fourth inning.
Right.
Sometimes
there was nothing you could do at points. It was we were down 5-6-0 after 2 innings, and then the offense didn't ever catch up. So that's where some of the thought was that the offense was not as bad as it was because it was always playing from behind, which I still think it is as bad as it was because it's a really, really streaky offense. I was on the radio in Southern Indiana for oh man, I can't even think of it, in Lagodi and Washington, Indiana, and they asked me about this Cardinals offense, and I said it's a streaky offense. That's all. That's what it is. It's streaky, and it's going to look really good at times. Right now, it looks good. Masyn Winn, though, we can touch on this a little bit. I wanted to have its own point for Masyn, but Masyn Winn is leading the Cardinals in these statistical categories with enough at bats: OPS, average, OBP, slug, triples, and stolen bases. Now,
pretty good.
That's really awesome, and that also means that's really bad because if Masyn Winn is leading in slug and OPS, not good as a whole
for a guy who
team.
just hit his second home run yesterday.
Right, that's not great, but it's really great for him because he's obviously playing to the level that everyone thought he could, and a 21-year-old who didn't do very well last year, to the kid that's playing now, that's just the best hitter on the team. Now that Wilson Contreras is out, Masyn Winn has been the best hitter on the team consistently all year, and he still doesn't play every single day, which
mind-boggling.
Mine is just
that Brandon Crawford's getting any starts.
It doesn't make any sense.
And Jose Fermin's hitting really well in AAA. I don't know if you've seen him.
Yes,
he's fine. He's kind of like Michael Ciani, a guy that you would think going to give you the defense, not going to give you the bat. He's been given the bat too in AAA. I'm like, I don't understand Brandon Crawford getting starts. I don't get it.
But I think it's better for Fermin to stay down and get those at bats instead of just coming in every now and then. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Like that part of it. But there's no reason Brandon Crawford should be there for emergency situations, like because Tommy Edman is obviously very injured and on the 60-day IL now. Like that's why they signed Brandon Crawford, is to be a mentor and the emergency shortstop. He should not be playing once and twice a week. Like it just should not happen. Masyn Winn, that game that they were down, the Cardinals were down, Brandon Crawford comes to the plate with the bases loaded. It would have been really nice to have Masyn Winn in that spot to be able to do what he's done all season and hit 300 average and drive in runs and get on base in general. So I've been really, really impressed with Masyn Winn. Nolan Gorman has struggled early, batting average wise. He still leads the team in home runs. Obviously now without Wilson Contreras as well, he's 3 now clear, I think, of everyone else besides Wilson. I think 2 clear of Wilson, maybe even more than that over the other guys. Nolan Gorman gets probably the most heat or disrespect on social media in the Cardinals world because they expect him to be more than what he is. Nolan Gorman is going to hit 30-ish home runs, 80 to 90 some odd RBI if he gets 600 plate appearances.
And he's going to strike out 200 plus times.
He's going to strike out. He's going to strike out 30+% of the time. The Cardinals know that. They expect that, and everyone else doesn't. Or I won't say everyone. The keyboard warriors of the world don't understand that that's exactly who Nolan Gorman is, and that's exactly who the St. Louis Cardinals want him to be because he's going to do that. But I understand the frustration. But do you know Nolan Gorman does not lead the team in strikeouts?
Goldschmidt
leads the team in strikeouts.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
For his career averages, not usually a guy that you would expect to be striking out.
The only 2 dudes really striking out on the team are Goldie and Gorman. Like, it's miles ahead of the other guys in the number wise that are striking out. But I say all that because I'm encouraged. I really am, and it's much more fun to watch them hit the ball, to actually get on base, to play baseball. The home runs aren't happening like the way that we may want them to, but it's still a lot more fun and exciting to watch and enjoy baseball a little bit, which didn't happen a whole lot last year. We got Pookie the Goat chiming in, says, hello.
Hello, Pookie.
Hello, Pookie. All right. Well, you want to talk what now? You want to talk about these jerseys? You want to talk about these City Connects?
Yeah, look at these.
So the City Connects will go on display in the first game on Saturday against the Cubs in St. Louis. We both got them. I got them immediately. We both bought them. That's the first day they arrived.
I'm in full regalia here with the hat.
He has the hat as well. He's got his camera flip.
It's a snapback, but
he's got the hat. Let us know what you think of that. So I will preface this with we set in on winter warm up in 2022, right? The end of after the 2022 season. The question was asked about these jerseys when they're coming out. The DeWitt said they would happen in 2024, so we knew they were coming. And way back in 2022, they asked at that time, will they be all red? Will red be incorporated? The DeWitt said they will be red incorporated. They will not be all red because they look like pajamas. That's what the DeWitt said in 2022. I don't know about you, but this is almost identical to what I imagined that the jerseys would be.
Really?
Almost identical. Only thing I really didn't have was the pinstripe wave.
Yeah, that's really the only kind of crazy variation that I feel like that. I think we all expected it to say the Lou.
I said 100% the Lou. I expected 100% birds in the bat.
Yeah, they weren't.
I knew they were not going to go away from that. The only
I did think that they would incorporate the arch somewhere on the front somehow.
I thought about that as well, but if you go back to the National League jerseys and the All-Star jerseys of 2009,
there's the patch there. That's the only place you got the arch.
Yeah. If you go back to those jerseys, if you remember the 2009 All-Star jerseys when the Cardinals hosted, they had arches in the logo. Okay, so it was in the logo, but it just said like National League, American League, and then there was an arch in that logo. There was no birds on the bat, obviously, in that logo. It was like that, if that makes sense. It has that arch in it. So I understand why it would make sense, but I also understand it would probably make it look way busier as well. So this is exactly what I envisioned was the Lou. I knew the Lou. I knew the birds in the bat weren't going. I did not expect the little waves, which I do like them. I wish they were a little darker even to be able to show off even more. In person, they look better than they do like on camera because you can actually see the lines a lot more. The hat-wise, I don't mind the hat at all. I don't. I just wish the patch that you showed, I just wish the patch was the hat. I wish the patch was the center of the hat. This patch I love. Like if they make this and anything else that I can purchase in a flag or I don't know, anything. This right here I think is the coolest part
Yeah.
of the whole thing. It's got the fleur-de-lis, which some people who have no idea what's happening in the world don't realize that the fleur-de-lis is on the St. Louis flag. People are like, "What the hell is that?" We're not New Orleans. Like, people are lost. But I expected this to be more predominant in the yellow, and I expected that to be on the hat. Those are my only things I didn't expect. I expected the Cardinals to be classic and safe, and that's exactly what they are. They are not the best jerseys.
Par for the course for the
They,
franchise.
they
and
are
how it's
not the
running.
worst. I didn't expect them to come out and have crazy, like, people are going to hate them. And I also didn't expect them to come out and make the greatest City Connect jersey either.
I saw some chirping from Cubs fans on Twitter about this. But then you look at their City Connects and
Theirs look
literally
like softball league. Terrible.
all it says is Wrigleyville, right?
Yes.
In like a navy dark blue. I wonder if they're going to wear theirs Saturday as well.
I assume is that a home jersey thing only? I don't know.
The 12 games we're doing them.
I don't know.
I think they are only.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean, I like them overall. Well, we talked about the fit, right? So this is our first. I think both you and I are first of the new Nike
absolutely.
performance jerseys.
I would never buy one.
Totally different.
They're super lightweight. And
I get how the players could like that. Like the moisture wicking, it doesn't feel as like that kind of, but there's no stitching. And we're still paying the same price. Right. When you had the premium stitch.
I found a discount and I got it for like 130. But
yeah. You didn't get a number, a jersey name and number too.
No, it was still 150 is what it listed as.
Yeah.
And then I found a 10% off MLB coupon and got the free shipping next day.
Well, so I got a Jordan Walker one, so he better come up at some point.
I went with the plain version. Josh went with the Jordan Walker. He's betting on Jordan Walker to come through. Let's see some of the comments about the jerseys. We've got
the Astro. So Pookie is chiming in. The Astros City Connect is so fresh. I've got a buddy who's got one of those. Huge Astros fan. He's a big Astros fan. Those might be my favorite ones.
Can you show
Have you seen those?
Can you pull that up?
Yeah, I'll Google that. You keep talking.
Yeah, I'll go back to Pookie in a second. Let's see what. Pookie chimed in again on something else here. Let's see. Is the red hat their City Connect hat? Yes. So the hat that Josh has on is also the City Connect hat, which, again, I think it should have been the patch in the middle, which they did have a version of that hat available in a couple different versions. So they obviously thought about it. There's obviously probably been multiple ideas of what they went with the jersey. But that hat is the one they've settled on. I would like to see it with the other hat as well to see if it looks better. But that hat that Josh has on is the City Connect hat, which is super plain. And again, it's fine. I'm with it. I just would have liked a little bit more. The Beast says, which baseball team do you think is the best and coolest jersey? Now, if we're talking about City Connects versus like classic, real, regular jerseys, I think that in a regular jersey, the Cardinals is one of the top few, Yankees top few, and that sort of thing. Let's see, Josh. Let's see.
I mean, I think if you're going to do something totally different, I thought these looked really cool.
Hold on. I got to show you somehow here. It dinged in my ear. So here we go. Okay. Sorry. There's a lot of happening on this chat. Get that out of there. Okay. I see your face. Talk about it. Let's see it.
Nice.
It's just you on the screen, by the way.
Okay. Let's see here. You can see it though. That's up.
I don't really see it.
Do you see it? I wonder if it's because it's
squished.
It's a little squish there. Because we got the vertical going.
Yeah. Can you zoom?
See if I zoom out. Let's do that. That helping?
Yes.
Can we see now?
No, go a little bring it more center. Sorry, this is on the fly. Like, see the screen there?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right there. Now that's good. Now scroll down. Put it more in the other way. Right there. What do you have there? So Space City is like their
Space City. Okay, yeah, I can see here now. Sorry, I gotta switch tabs. Can't zoom in too much. I love what they did with the hat. How they got it circling there with the star. Cool. I mean,
Astros,
yeah, orbiting. Totally different look. You've got the pinstripes.
The color's very similar though, right? To one of their jerseys.
They got those old school. I can't remember where it kind of fades into the oranges and light orange and the yellow. I thought these were really cool. I got a buddy who has one of these and he wore them. He wore one a few weeks ago. I was like, man, those look nice. Totally different look. I think the Red Sox, didn't they do a pretty different look as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Which I was surprised about.
Yeah. So Jet is asking. Let me see if I can throw. Jet asks, "Do you like the Cardinal City Connect?"
Oh yeah, I don't like Boston.
Yeah, the Bostons are not. Whatever. Do I like Cardinals? Yes, they're exactly as I expected. But yes, I like the Cardinal City Connects. This is what I wanted them to be. I wanted a red jersey. People think it is boring or safe. People have been clamoring for the St. Louis Cardinals to have a in-season red jersey for years because they wear them in spring training and everyone likes them in spring training. So yes, for them to finally give a red jersey to wear, I used to own a red jersey, spring training jersey, and wear that one a lot.
I just bought one last year, Arenado's.
Yeah,
It looks great.
I love the red jersey. So yes, I'm with this jersey. I think it looks cool. Someone did say we got a lot of messages flowing in now, but I'm trying to go back to one of them mentioned the color of the waves. The river, here we go.
They're kind of like
The river pinstripe should have been their victory blue color. So he's talking about like the light blue.
That would have popped.
That would have definitely stood out more. But I think just my 2 cents of what design wise would have taken away from the red more. What I would assume. These would have been a little darker in general, which I would have been. Are you trying to show something again?
Yeah, someone was asking, I think, what we thought about the Brewer City Connects. I think those look pretty good too, actually. The baby blue, Brew Crew.
Yeah, those aren't
yellow.
terrible.
And they went totally different with their hats. Kind of see here, just the MKE from Milwaukee. Yeah, I mean, I think that some of that's. I mean, I don't mind the Brewers.
No,
yeah,
I don't mind
the Brewers.
Are they button downs? They kind of look like a pullover, but are they?
I think they've got some buttons.
Okay, they maybe it's because it's all blue. It just kind of looked like a pullover instead of like a button down like normal style. No, I don't hate the Brewers. To be honest, I think that they're not bad.
Like, but we knew the Cardinals, but we knew they weren't going to take the Birds
the Rays,
on the bat out.
Like, did you see the Rays?
No.
Oh, the Rays is like the Cardinals would never. The Cardinals would never do what the Rays did, and that's all right. That's fine with me. I've expected the Cardinals to be safe.
Oh yeah, that's
Put that up on the screen. If you haven't seen the Rays, I mean, Brad Keel just jumped in and said the Rays. He's like, yeah, check out these Rays ones.
There's their guy Randy.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Yeah, like those. Brad thinks these are one of the best. Now, I think they're the most creative. You know, I think they're fine. Like, I think they're pretty cool.
Got a lot of color.
There's
a lot of
all
pop.
kinds of different stuff going on there.
The old Devil Ray in there,
right? Like, yeah, I
see, that's the thing. I mean, when you've got teams like this who've had like 3 iterations of their jersey already, has the Marlins got a City Connect yet?
Someone did mention the Marlins. I don't know what,
because they've had like 3 different jerseys now over the last 10 years.
Right,
Different
names.
Oh yeah, those
all
are
red with Miami on it. Okay.
Those kind of have like a World Baseball Classic kind of feel to them. Yeah, those aren't bad. But yeah, I mean, totally different, right? Totally different color scheme.
Yes.
They've never won anything red. I mean, you aren't going to see that with the Cardinals.
Then it's just the word Miami on it, which is fine. But I think that's one of my point is like the Cardinals were never getting away from the birds and the bat. People are like, what's different from the regular jersey? Well, it's red. That's the difference.
Yeah,
I mean,
they've never worn a red jersey during the regular season,
right? And that's
spring training, yeah.
And that's going to be the difference. That's the difference for the Cardinals is to have red
and the Lou.
And the Lou. I mean, look, if you didn't realize it was going to say Lou on it, and people have things to say about the Lou, if you don't know St. Louis has gone by the Lou for as long as I can remember, and if you don't know that people call it the Lou, then I don't know. I don't
you've never listened to
someone told me the other day before the Cardinals jersey came out that Louisville is the Lou. And I said, no, that's the Ville. People call Louisville the Ville and St. Louis the Lou. Like, don't get them confused. And Nelly's been talking about the Lou in his songs since the 90s.
Yeah.
So I don't know where.
Every time we go to St. Louis, we got to listen to country grammar as we're passing.
As you're rolling in. That's what absolutely. My wife does the exact same thing. Those are the rules. We had friends. We went to the White Sox series, and we had friends come in from New York that then stayed for the Mets series that week as well. And my wife said, "Hey, be sure," and they're Mets fans, "Be sure to turn on Nelly as soon as you land. Like that's the rules. That's what you're supposed to do." So people being upset about the Lou, like I don't know what you expected, but Lou, the whole theme of the season is for the Lou. If you did not expect the Lou on it, I'm sorry that you're completely lost.
Yeah.
That was obvious what was going to be the choice.
I think the one thing I would have changed with this is do this logo that's on the side patch of the jersey, like you said, but throw it on a navy hat. I think like a navy hat would have
Yeah.
popped off better than a red and a red.
Or even the Sunday hat with the red bill with the blue
Yeah.
with the navy part.
That would have looked cool.
Yeah, and then these could pop. The lines could pop a little more navy. I'd be fine with that too. I think they were really close to. But even no matter what they would have done, people would be upset about it or have a change to it or have a thought about what the jersey should be. I'm super pumped. I'm going to a game in Cincinnati on Monday. I'm rocking this jersey. The jerseys will be used for the first time on Saturday against the Cubs. So look out for that. I'm sure they'll have a lot of St. Louis-y things. I'm sure cool people will be throwing out first pitches. I assume all those things. But I'm definitely going to be rocking this jersey. I usually rock a baby blue jersey when I'm out, and I'll put this one in the rotation now.
Got this other hat pulled up here if we want to show, if it'll show it. Let me zoom out.
You're on the regular hat.
You see them there now?
It's kind of on the edge.
Come in.
There on the far left is the one that is the patch. Yeah. Yes. You're on it right there. Don't move.
There we go.
So the patch on his shirt, you're on the screen as well. Just your face and the hat. So that patch on the side of the shirt is the patch that's on that hat. Now that is a flat bill hat. That's a snapback. I get, people don't love that.
They've got it fitted as well.
But yeah, but like there's a baseball version of that hat that would look great with this.
You've got like a maroon bill, which is a little different.
Like I think that hat should be the hat.
You can't see on the screen there, but over here on to the left, very left of the hat, it says it has the logo that's on the front of the jersey.
Yeah, on the side.
I think I would have bought that. I just if it didn't have, I don't love the squiggly lines.
If it's in person, I'll look at it
on the hat.
Next time I'm in Busch Stadium, I'll look at it.
I think Polo Cincio was in the team store and did a little video with one of these hats on, and it didn't look bad on him. I mean, I like that they went kind of something different with the bill being a different color. That might have been cool to do something a little different with a hat like that, but they look cool. JB3457, did you hear about Wilson Contreras? I assume, JB, that you're talking about
his hate for the uniform.
His Instagram post. Wasn't a fan of him. The pregame Bally, I was surprised they aired a couple interviews with Newt and Masyn Winn. I don't know if you saw that too. They asked Winn about it, and he said, "Yeah." He said, I mean, their city connects. And then he started, and then I think Jim Hayes said, "Well, what do you think you would have done?" He said, "Well, I think I would have done something pretty different. I would have done like and then it cut the clip out and went to Newt.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, they're fine.
I think you got to just think of who the St. Louis Cardinals are.
Yeah.
Like, look at everything the Cardinals have done in general. They are a safe team. Look at it like they would a trade deadline. They are they are classic.
Conservative.
They are historic. They were never going to go off the wall because they don't need off the wall. They know the purists of St. Louis Cardinals fans, like we are, like this is what we would want.
Yeah.
This is like you can go off the wall, but you're even going to segment the fan base even more and think who's going to like it, who's not. The majority of the fans are going to rock this.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and this is what they wanted.
That day I saw a ton.
Oh yeah.
Of them in the game that day against the Orioles. Kurt, I agree, man. That hat we just showed, but with a navy bill and without the squiggly pinstripes. Yeah, I think that would have looked really cool.
Yeah, I'm fine without the squigglies too. But yeah, I think that patch. I mean, again, the patch.
That's the biggest.
That is the best thing on the whole uniform. Obviously, Birds of the Bat's classic, but this is the best thing. And how can we make this even more prominent in the whole uniform? Is put on the hat. Again, if they sell this, you guys can't see all my things on the wall, but if they sell this if they put this on a rally towel, if they put this on a poster, flag, or whatever, I'm buying it. I'm hanging it. Like,
yeah,
it's cool. I'm with it.
We got someone that asked about, do you like the Reds?
Well, the all black, right?
Yeah, I got that pulled up as well. Those look cool. I mean, that's
I have to
different.
turn you back on 1 second.
I will say the C kind of reminds me of Cleveland.
The Cincy part, I don't love that it like fades away and you can't see that it says Cincy.
But the black
and
cool.
red is cool. Yeah. The hat again is boring to me, but also I like that jersey. The Cincy part I don't love, but I don't know what you do differently. I think you just make it pop a little more. But I don't mind that one. The hat I don't like. Similar to the Cardinals is plain.
Yeah, the hat's kind of
but it's a cool jersey.
Those actually kind of look like the Diamondbacks jersey, like one of their regular jerseys.
One of the regular.
Actually, I think it's something with the font on Cincy. But yeah, those look cool. I mean, black's cool. Like, I mean, that's something different, right?
Awful in Cincinnati in July.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds a little hot.
But yeah, I mean, the jerseys, I think they turned out fine. I mean, I wasn't blown away, but now that I've gotten one in person, I think I like them better than I'd originally just seen them, on social media and stuff. I love the promotional video that Nelly did. That had me hyped up. This Country Grammar playing. That was great.
Yes.
I had to do that. It's a no-brainer.
There's so many people that just want to be negative in general. Like, it's just as soon as they saw Nelly, like, oh, this is what we're doing. Like,
who else was going to do it?
What did you expect? I think literally there's a guy on Facebook that in one of the groups that said, talking about that Newt play, that great catch.
Yeah, saved the game.
And they said how terrible Chip Carey is because he couldn't tell what was going on.
Well,
I said, okay.
It was hard to tell with the camera angle.
Well, I said, okay, so you're telling, I said, literally, this is what I said. How dumb are you? I'm usually not that mean on Facebook. How dumb are you? The guys on the field were confused at what happened. The guy got doubled off.
Cedric Mullins, great base runner.
Got doubled off at first. They thought there was a triple play because everyone was so confused. And you're mad about the guy that is 3 stories up, I don't know, 200 yards away from the play that he didn't know what was happening. And that's what you're upset about. How about enjoy Newt making that play and saving the game instead of looking for something to be mad about at all times?
The fact that we came away with that win and that sweep.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who finished that out? Leahy,
yeah.
Well, Ryan Fernandez finished it out.
Kyle Leahy.
And then you had John King, who had to pitch 2 innings because Gibson got washed out. It was all guys that were not expected to be even in the bullpen doing anything significant.
Let me ask you this, and everyone else can comment. We have tons of comments coming in. Appreciate it. Let me ask you this. Do you think – so Brad Thompson in that broadcast, if people at home weren't listening, he said you can't use the main guys in the bullpen every day. You can't use them.
Definitely not twice in one day. I get that.
You can't use them every day because we need them to last until the end of the season.
If you don't make it till the end of the season.
If they're not relevant in August, who cares if they make it to August?
Yeah. I mean, last year, July came around. Do you think we were thinking, man, I'm so glad that we saved some bullets?
Man, thank goodness.
For like Ryan Helsley and Gio.
Do you remember how that year ended? I mean,
Gio hardly pitched last year, and he's terrible this year.
Well, Arenado was on the shelf. Gorman was on the shelf. Everyone just took their Donnie. There was no one left on the team because they just said they were injured and moved on. So we just want to get the guys to the finish line, or do we want to win the games that are in front of you to win the games? Yeah. I think you have to win every single game possible. It's going to come down to 1 or 2 games if you're in the hunt, either you're making or don't.
The biggest difference between last year and every other year was, everyone said like they usually do, it's only May, it's only June. Well, that worked in the past when we played the Brewers, the Cubs, the Pirates, and the Reds 19 times a year.
Each.
Yeah, each. Don't get that now.
No.
It's the even schedule has made every game a bigger deal, even earlier in the season. They got to do it. And that, for me, I'm looking here at some of our record stats, so we can talk about some of this. But you talk about, well, is this going to be different from last year? Not if divisional play continues how it is.
Right now,
we're 1-6 in the division. Now, we've only played the Brewers.
I was going to ask, who have we played?
I don't think we've played. I'm looking here. This weekend the Cubs will be the first time
playing the Cubs.
But 1-6 versus the Brewers this year.
Yeah,
that cannot, especially if you want to try to catch them.
If you want to catch the Brewers,
cannot continue.
Just think of that right there. the Cardinals are what, 5 out at the moment?
5 out. Yeah. at
So
the
if you
moment.
split, you're 3 out.
Yep.
Like that's a big
They're
difference.
not running away with it. I mean,
Yeah.
the Brewers have had a rough stretch. The Cubs, I mean, man, hopefully we're catching them at a great time. They've had a really rough stretch. I think they're 3-7 in their last 10. They lost again today to the Braves.
Yeah, who did? The Cubs
The
lost
Cubs
again.
did, yeah.
So the Cubs have lost a few. They played obviously against the Braves, but
Yeah, 3-7 in their last 10. They lost 2 in a row.
and now they're 3 ahead of the Cardinals with 3 games starting tomorrow.
We could be tied. I mean, if we get a sweep, and let's talk about that. Let's do a series preview this weekend.
So there's this weekend and 3 against the Reds before the next off day, before next.
Who are really struggling right
And
now.
John Denton said he could join us next Thursday, so I'm going to put that out into the stratosphere to make everyone know that John Denton said he could do next week. So we'll see if he holds to that. So they have 3 starting tomorrow with the Chicago Cubs. The
game 1,
I was going to say who's the matchups.
we get Shota Imanaga versus Michaelis.
So
if you're wanting a sweep,
0.84 ERA for Shota. Who was
how
available?
great would that look right now in our rotation?
Available for the Cardinals to sign if they were interested.
Yeah, but we had great depth now as we have no
Great
5th
depth.
starter, and Steven Matz injured again. Who could have expected that? Who could have thought that Steven Matz would be injured again and Michaelis would be terrible?
Watch the interview with John Mozeliak on local TV in St. Louis?
I saw a bit of that where he was talking about the pulse, and it does seem like some of the vocal minority is getting louder or something. Something about that.
Yeah. So, but there was also a question about the dreaded Trevor Bauer.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't watched it. So I was wondering if you'd watched it. If what he said he didn't want to. What I saw was just a screenshot of what he said, and I haven't watched it to confirm all the details, obviously. But what he said supposedly from the text was he didn't want to feel what's the word I'm looking for? He didn't want to feel like desperate. I think is what the word was.
Yeah.
I don't think he didn't want to feel desperate by signing Trevor Bauer. Like if last season doesn't make the Cardinals feel desperate, I don't know what would.
Got the quote here. I don't want to make it look like I'm so desperate to have to win. I would do something that maybe would fly in the face of one's moral compass.
So then
from a guy that's innocent.
Well, also, I saw this. I know people don't want to talk Trevor Bauer, but do you remember who the Cardinals signed coming off of a huge suspension to play shortstop?
Are we talking about Johnny Peralta?
Johnny Peralta. Moral compass? Johnny Peralta was PEDs suspended for many games. And he was suspended for many games. And the Cardinals said, come on down.
We have no shortstop.
So the moral compass.
It was okay then.
Yeah. I think that's so. The annual Podcaster Day, Blogger Day is coming up soon in June. And to be honest, that was going to be one of my questions. I usually like to piss Mo off every year in general of having a question that he then takes the wrong way. And I was going to ask, like, how serious were we ever, was the Cardinals or anyone ever to talking to Trevor Bauer and signing him? Now that question's kind of been asked, I don't know if I'm going to not do that now.
You could poke the bear with the moral compass thing and ask about Johnny Peralta.
Yeah. Like, where does this moral compass start and stop? I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but like,
we have no 5th starter.
Marcell Ozuna is leading. It has more home runs than double any of the Cardinals players, and beat and choked his wife. And the Atlanta Braves.
There's video of it.
Yeah, keep putting him out there, and no one has anything to say about it.
He had a little 10, 15, 20 game suspension?
Yeah.
And then
the charges were dropped. The charges were dropped by his wife because it's his wife that wants the money to still come in. But he was arrested, unlike...
Understandably, maybe on her. They've got kids too. But
Trevor Bauer was never arrested.
Right.
And Marcell Ozuna choked and beat his wife on camera.
That's a fact. That is not disputed. The police report says that. No dispute of that. Aroldis Chapman's another one, right?
And not only that, Aroldis Chapman came into a baseball game and they played Smack Your Bitch Up as the song as he took them out. Not only did he beat women, they made a joke about it when he got onto the mound, but he still pitches. Like, I just don't get it. I really don't.
And if you want to say, well, we don't want to do the moral compass, well, then why didn't you outbid the Cubs for Shota Imanaga on a 4-year, $53 million deal?
Who now has a .84 ERA.
Yeah, 58 strikeouts and 53 and 2/3 innings, .91 WHIP. He
Now-
is 5-0.
No,
That's that.
I hope the St. Louis Cardinals destroy him
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, but there's a small part of me that's like, well, one, we wouldn't be surprised if he pitched great because he's done it to everybody else. But that'd be just, sending some of the fans over the edge because, I mean, that is not a crazy big. That's $13.25 million a year. What are we paying Lance Lynn and Gibson this year? 15, 16 million? 17?
I think it's 12-ish, I think, but I don't remember.
Still, Michaels is getting paid 20 something plus. And I get it, right? You signed Steven Matz. You want him to be that guy. He hasn't been that guy for 2.5 years now because of injuries or effectiveness, or starting off slower.
What was his All-Star years? 19? Was he All-Star? Was it 21 and?
It was, we signed him in 20 after 21. So 22, 23. This is his third year.
Of the new contract?
Yes, we've got him for 4 years. This is his third year. He was an all-star with the Blue Jays in 21 and had a really good season.
Who was?
Matz.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about Michaelis. Sorry.
No, sorry. I thought you were talking about Steven Matz.
Sorry. I thought we were talking about Michaelis.
Michaelis, I'd have to look. He was an all-star. I think you're right. I think it was 21.
22 All-Star game for Michaelis, but he replaced an injured Corbin Burns.
He got hurt in 2021.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but it was an injury that kept him out most of the year. But yeah, I mean, 22 and 23. I mean, 23 wasn't good.
No, he was.
He pitched over 200 innings, but it was a 4.78 ERA. 2022, he was great. First year he came over, 2018 was an all-star year
18
as well.
Okay. I was thinking 19, but okay. That makes sense.
He was 18-4.
Ooh,
18-4 with a 2.83 ERA. That was his best season.
Oh, absolutely.
200 innings.
But he was also playing for a contract.
Yes.
He was coming from
come from Japan.
Just come from Japan and needing a contract.
He's 29 years old. Now he's 35.
Like, that was a really good signing for the Cardinals then.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're looking at the newer signing like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean.
But the Cardinals were handcuffed and had to make signing of pitchers. They did
I liken
themselves.
Miles to like a Jake Westbrook type. Like,
he should not be your number 2
or 3. I mean,
3.
he's probably a 3 or 4. He's should keep you in the games, but this year he's not even pitching like a 4 or 5.
Right.
I mean, he's got a 5.77 ERA. He's getting drilled. I mean, home runs per 9. He's giving up a home run. It's 1.5 is home run per 9. It's not. I mean, Michaelis is not look good. So if you're hoping for a sweep this weekend, it's going to start with game 1 tomorrow. And, matchup wise, not looking great. If we can work Shota, get him to pitch it, make a bunch of pitches, get to that Cubs bullpen. I'm not sure how the bullpen's been doing for them this year, but obviously you would feel better against them than you would Imanaga. I don't know. I mean, that matchup's heavily swaying to the Cubs side. But if we come out with a win with that one tomorrow, then I think it sets up pretty well for a sweep, depending on who starts the game Saturday.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say is there lined up the rest of the staff? Let's see.
Well, I can tell you Sunday should be Sonny Gray, which is that lines up well for us. It's showing TBD on the MLB app, but that should be Sonny. Sonny pitched Monday. Saturday is TBD for us, and it is Jamison Taillon for the Cubs, who's 3-2, 2.20
Why are we
ERA.
TBD all the way through? Why? Because
I have no idea. I think they're trying to figure out how to set up the rotation with his off day. But there's no reason that Sonny wouldn't be pitching Sunday. I don't know. But is it
because they don't know what to do with?
It's Saturday,
but they don't know what to do with Liberatore, or
right?
They don't know.
They're trying. I mean, it's either going to be Liberatore starting on a limited pitch count again, or they're going to have to call someone up from AAA, and it might be one of those kind of mid to getting up to higher tier prospects. I've heard Sam Rubber say that guy. He's been pitching pretty well. the Kloffenstein guy. I think those are a couple guys we got in some trades last year. So I mean, the Saturday thing is going to be interesting, but even that game, I mean, Tyen's been really good for the Cubs this year. 3-2 with a 2.20 ERA. He's pitched really well.
Yeah, I think
So
coming off of
their starting pitching has been really well.
Yeah, I think coming off the Orioles series, like it's going to be really interesting to see what the Cardinals offense does.
10 games in a row with a home run.
Yeah, and
the
then
offense so far.
It was a stretch of 7 games in a row of at least 9 hits as well, which was obviously awesome. To have at least 9 hits in 7 games in a row from this team was like refreshing. So yes, it obviously like gives you like some pause, like, okay, they have it in them, which I've thought they've had it in them. I just think it's a collection of streaky hitters, which is a terrible way to build a team. I think it all just comes back to just poor collection of guys at the same time. I mean, Paul Goldschmidt is a great hitter, streaky as can be. Nolan Arenado can carry a team by himself, but he's a streaky hitter. Nolan Gorman can have 5 home runs in 5 games.
Right. And then go 1 for 19.
Right.
And with 25 strikeouts.
Right.
But the thing with Goldie and Arenado is, their streaks typically are going to last longer.
Like when
they're going to carry you more. Yeah. So the back of the baseball card in the year is, 305, 310, 320 with 35 home runs, 100 plus. Like, it's going to be there because like their streaks last longer, and then their bad streaks weren't lasting as long.
Right.
So like they'd get out of those slumps quicker, and maybe they wouldn't have a crazy streak, but they would be hitting, they'd hit with runners in scoring position or whatever it is. They wouldn't strike out.
Have good at bats.
Yeah. It's, I mean,
put the ball in play.
Still just seeing terrible, like even Arenado now too. Terrible at bats. I mean, several games against John Means. I think it was Means the other day or whoever pitched the day before. I mean, lefty on the mound, 93, 94, right down the middle. Just either not swinging or completely missing it.
Well, it's
Goldschmidt too. I'm like, what? I just don't. How?
Same with Nolan Gorman. He was 500 OPB in the last 5 games, and then the next game he strikes out 4 times. It's like, how do we have such really good at bats and then all of a sudden just tank it? And it's because they're streaky guys. Yeah. Like Wilson Contreras is a streaky hitter too, who can carry a team for a time. Like Jordan Walker, proven to be a streaky guy as well. Masyn Winn and Brendan Donovan, Nootbaar should be the guys that you should count on to hit the ball, get on base, keep the line moving, and then
Donovan hasn't been getting on base. Yeah, he's had some struggles.
His on base percentage has been terrible. Like, it's those guys that you should needing to get on base, and then the big boppers can bring you in.
What do we think about Jordan Walker? I want to pull up some of what he's been doing in AAA.
Has he hit a home run yet?
He's not hit a home run
for the entire 2024 season at any level.
He has not hit a home run yet, unless it happens tonight. I think they've got a game still going on. I saw Kyle Reese do some GIF tweeting. Yeah, he might be somebody, man, that needs to stop listening to the coach. I mean, there was a clip I saw a week or 2 ago of him talking about going and sit back down. He's like, I just think I'm too worried about trying to pull the ball in the air. I'm just gonna hit the ball hard and work on barreling the ball. And surprise, surprise, he is hitting better. That's all Masyn Winn's doing, man.
Yes.
Winn's not trying to pull the ball. He hit that pull homer yesterday, which was a crazy golf swing home run. I don't know how he hit that pitch, but
on a line.
He just hitting line drives. MLB Network had a spot on him today. I think it was 3 or 4 minutes long. They were talking about him. And it was Bill Ripken, and they were talking about, they had a stat up. I need to find it, but he's in the top 4 of, I think it was the National League, of line drive percentage. And the other 3 names up there were Shohei, Mookie, and they were all Dodgers. Shohei, Mookie, and Freeman. So 3 MVPs. And Winn, I think, was ahead of Freeman and maybe Mookie too in line drive percentage. And that's what Bill Ripken was saying. He started going into this like launch angle stuff. He was like, look, I mean, baseball, it's like timeless, that you barrel the ball, hit the ball hard, good things are going to happen. Line drives are good things. Sometimes they're going to go right to people. That's all Winn's doing. He's just trying to, he says it all the time, trying to catch a barrel. He's just trying to barrel the ball. But he's also like going the other way. He's waiting on the ball. He's not trying to just sell out for power.
Elite sprint speed.
Yeah.
Elite defense. Like, you think about all the things he's doing offensively. He's a better defender than he is all of those
That's
offensive
what,
things.
yeah. I mean, that's what we thought about him, right? Was
Right.
he was going to be like, I mean, in the defense, man, he's been everything and more. I mean, he is at shortstop what Arenado, not this year or last year, but when Arenado came over with us at 21, that we were so excited, 22 that we watched, of just like must see, like what's he going to do when the ball hit to him? Every time now when that happens, a win, I'm like, man, I'm like excited to watch it.
Who's the best Cardinals shortstop in the like in the last, like when's the last really good Cardinal shortstop?
Probably Renneria, right? But I don't know that. I mean, he wasn't touted defensively. He had some great offensive years for us, but he's the first name that comes to mind for me is probably Edgar Renneria.
Yeah, I asked that question. I don't know the answer. I'm trying to think of like who we think of as really, really good shortstop, because the Cardinals have.
We haven't had one in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, like
Definitely not defensively. DeYoung was average to above average. I mean, he would make the plays.
Aledmys you had for a while. Johnny Peralta. You had
Those were guys though that
David
had some good offensive seasons.
David Eckstein was 3 years.
Yeah,
4
he
years.
was solid. I mean, it's got to be Renneria. 6 years with us, 7 years with us.
Yeah, but his
Had some
best years were probably still in Miami and Florida.
Yeah. Well, I mean, All-Star game in 98 with Miami, but then 2000 with us, All-Star game and a Silver Slugger.
Also had the game-winning hit in the World Series.
He actually, I think
the Florida
he had
Marlins.
He did. I think he had his best seasons with us, though.
1997, game-winning Game 7, 1997 over the Yankees. Is that right? Did I just pull that?
I think so.
Okay.
3 All-Star seasons with us, 2 Silver Sluggers, 2 Gold Gloves, back to back in 02 and 03.
Okay.
So I mean, it's got to be Renneria.
Yeah, got to be Renteria.
It's got to be Renneria. But Winn right now
is light years ahead of any Cardinal shortstop we've had in the last 30 years.
He is second in all of baseball on shortstops.
What's 30 years ago? Yeah, 94, right? So then you got Ozzie.
You got Renneria in 99.
So you got Ozzie in 94, 90. His last year's was probably 96.
Yeah, I think it was 95, 96.
Yeah, so okay, he's the best Cardinal shortstop in the last 25 years.
Yeah, and he's on track. I mean, he keeps this up. He could win a Gold Glove this year. Honestly, he's second in all of baseball.
I would have to look at the numbers. Outs above average and all those.
Defensive run saves is a big one.
Yeah, defensive run saves.
He's second in all of baseball in that category. He's only behind Bobby Witt Jr.
Really? Who plays what position?
Shortstop.
Shortstop, right?
Yeah. That's among shortstop.
Okay.
So Wynn's second in all of baseball among shortstop.
Okay.
Yeah, in defensive run saves. I think he's got 6 and Bobby Witt's got 7. Wynn's been fantastic.
Speaking of, the Royals are surprisingly good.
They look great. Salvador Perez, man, he's having like a kind of Albert Pujols-esque golden year.
We went to Kansas City last year and watched the Royals. Royals were dreadful.
They're pitching.
They were dreadful. The Cardinals fans showed up and it was, filled that place up last year in Kansas City.
Yeah.
It was packed, but they were terrible. And
by the way, Royals might be just a thought, might be one of my top 5 favorite jerseys.
In general?
Yeah.
Which jersey specifically?
They've got like a baby blue one.
Yeah, I like that one.
And I just I don't know. I like the logo. I like the look. It's kind of a cool jersey.
I liken the Royals to, like, I don't know. I can't like them because they hate the Cardinals so much. How about that? Like, they're irrelevant to me as a team, and I would root for them if they didn't just hate the Cardinals for the Cardinals existing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense. It's like little brother syndrome that they just worry about the Cardinals. So then it makes me just like meh on the Royals.
Yeah, the baby blue with just the Royals across.
Yeah, it's classic.
Yeah.
And for anyone that thinks that they don't need a new stadium, you're crazy.
That's one I still haven't been to.
It's fine, and it's overrated. People like to rate it as really high. They deserve a new stadium, and a new stadium downtown would be spectacular, and they voted against it, and they could lose the Chiefs and the Royals to Kansas.
Crazy.
Or somewhere else. I mean, I've said this on Twitter. This is off subject. If I was the city of St. Louis, I'd be offering a $2 billion stadium on the river for the Chiefs.
There you go.
That's
Get another NFL team back.
I mean,
why not?
the Chiefs are going to get a new stadium somewhere. This is off non-baseball talk, but
Jordan Walker.
Back
is
to
where
Jordan
we started. 19 games in Memphis. He's got 5 doubles, a triple, 7 RBI in 19 games, but hitting 307, 361 on base percentage. But here's where the worry is. He's only slugging 400, 761 OPS. It's the power, man. I mean, that's the worry with him.
So,
Like
okay, let me think about
where has the power gone?
Well, you can say that about the entire Cardinals, though.
Oh, yeah.
So the question becomes,
Aside from Burleson and Gorman, really.
is that Gorman still has
Lots of strikeouts.
8 or 9 home runs though?
So he's got 8 now.
Yeah, so he has 8 home runs. So is that a good amount? Not really. I mean, it's leading the team, but like it's still not like a great amount of home runs. Like,
No.
well, I mean, there's probably guys on every single team that have more, right? I assume every single team has someone that has at least 8 home runs.
Probably.
So
at this point.
So do you look at it as there's an issue going on with the St. Louis Cardinals and hitting home runs, some philosophy, the stadium? We've asked John Mazalak about any thoughts of moving fences in because it gets to be very difficult to hit home runs inside Busch Stadium at times. They said they're doing studies on airflow after they put in Ballpark Village. They've done more and more studies about moving in the fences in different areas. But like, why can't the Cardinals in general hit home runs? I mean, Jordan Walker's not hitting home runs, sure, but either is anyone else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I would want to see more data on the ballpark and what's going on there. Because it's odd. I mean, we know Busch has played like a pitcher's stadium, but I would imagine that Ballpark Village and building some of those bigger buildings behind it has definitely had to have like killed kind of that airflow that'll help send the ball out. But we've also homered 10 games in a row. I mean, there's starting to get to be some pops. I know there's something to the weather as well.
But also, you play 81 games not in St. Louis,
right?
So if I look at the list of home runs, there are 39 guys that have 40 guys that have more home runs than anyone on the St. Louis Cardinals in the Major League Baseball. The names include Terrio Estrada, Randy Arozarena, Dalton Varsho. We talked about Salvi. Isaac Paredes. I don't even know if that's correct. Paredes. Ryan McMahon.
These are all people that have more home runs than
anyone on the Cardinals.
So they've got 9 plus.
Yeah. Ellie De La Cruz.
Having a great season with the Reds.
Brian De La Cruz.
They related?
I don't know. Joe Adele, Taylor Ward, Christian Walker, Mike Trout, who's been on the shelf for a while, Shea Langlers. I have no idea who some of these people are. Ryan Jeffers, Brent Rooker.
Oh, the A's. Is he on the A's?
Brent is on the A's. No, you're correct. He has 11.
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh. What team does he play for? Yeah.
Royals. I don't know.
The Mariners. He has 11. Tyler O'Neill. You heard of him? He has 11.
It's had a terrible month.
Josh Naylor.
Indians. I've heard of Naylor.
Well, the Guardians, but yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, don't cancel me, please.
Odolis Garcia. 12.
Of course.
Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Marcell Ozuna, 15, Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson. Kyle Tucker has the most in all of Major League Baseball with
Kyle Tucker. Again, I've got a good buddy that's an Astros fan. Man, go look at Kyle Tucker's number sometime. Probably one of the best superstar players of the last 3 years that nobody talks about.
He's not a superstar.
You go look at
his numbers might be. I'm just saying he's not a superstar.
Well, yeah. I mean, that mentality. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I didn't talk about him, because he's not, that kind of superstar personality.
But also
great player.
But also the Astros are having a really bad season, and this dude has 17 home runs.
Yeah. They're still in it in their division, though. They'll come back. I think.
And he has 36 RBI.
You brought up one name in there that ties into this Jordan Walker talk, and I think it's worth talking about. Somebody, Cedric Ingram, said, "Hey, the power will come with Walker. He's really, really young still." I want to hit on that topic of him being young. You brought up a name, Joe Adell, 9 home runs, 22 RBIs this year. He's got a 122 OPS plus. Playing some, he's starting to kind of come into his own. 25 years old this year. Came up with the Angels at age 21 in 2020.
How big is Walker? Size? Wise?
Walker is, got it here, 6'6", 250. That's what it says on his baseball.
Joe Adell is 6'3", 215. So just telling you, like, Jordan Walker's a big dude.
Yeah, bigger dude than that. And Adell is, like Walker, very highly touted overall MLB prospect. 2020, not COVID, short year. He was awful in 38 games. 2021, 35 games, terrible, 89 OPS plus. 2022, 88 games. Like the guy, I mean, his first 3 seasons, he couldn't even get more than 88 games in the majors because he was playing so bad. 78 OPS plus, 89 OPS plus. And then all of a sudden this year, 2023, he only played 17 games. He was so bad they just sent him back down again. But 25 years old this year, he's finally figuring it out, and he's now batting average isn't there with him, but he's slugging over 500, got over an 800 OPS, 122 OPS plus so far this year. He's got some speed. So, but the same thing with Bobby Witt, man. I was looking at him. I mean, the Royals just signed him to that mega extension. 2022 season, 150 games, 102 OPS plus. He had 20 home runs, had 80 RBI, but he only hit 254, 294 OBP, 428 slugging, 722 OPS. 2023 was like his first really good season, right? So he's coming off the back of that to get that extension. 118 OPS plus. Walker's OPS plus last year was, I've got it here. It was, where are we at? It's disappeared on me. Here it is. 114 OPS plus. 16 home runs, 51 RBI in 117 games. Bobby Witt had a 118 OPS plus last year. Now, not comparing Witt and Walker. I mean, he's a 5-tool guy. He's got the speed. He stole 49 bags last year and hit 30 home runs, and 11 triples. Walker's not going to do anything like that. But my point, and the point that we saw from the chat there on Cedric, is he is still really young. I mean, Jordan Walker just turned 22 yesterday.
22
years old. And this is his
Masyn
second
Winn
season.
Is 22 as well, right?
Just turned 22 before the season started. So these guys, there is something to that. He
Nolan
is
Gorman
still
is
really
24.
young.
Winn is 22. Walker is 22. Donovan's upper higher. He's 28. And he's like 28.
Is he?
Yeah, he's older. Newt is like 24-ish, 25-ish.
Brendan Donovan is 27. You're right.
He's I knew he was older than you think.
Newt Barr is 26.
26. Okay, so you got those 3 dudes are really young. And that's your core for the future.
Ivan Herrera is 23. Oh, he'll be 24 June 1st.
But those are 4 dudes that can be playing every single day, that are going to be playing every single day, because
if our future is going to be good,
that's, I mean, and Ivan is going to be playing because we don't know how long.
Victor Scott, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. Victor Scott was so bad offensively. I don't know when.
23 years old.
I don't know when he gets another chance to come back. Siani has been very good defensively, hitting better as of late.
Starting to hit, yeah. Getting a little, maybe not quite like a Jeremy Hazelbaker kind of streak going, but he's hitting better.
That would be nice to have that streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know that when Victor Scott gets another chance this year, unless there's an injury of some sort.
Injury, or Siani starts not hitting at all. And I mean, Dylan Carlson's still not done anything. So I do think there is something to be said with Walker is still really young, right? That's why I got his jersey. I'm hoping, right?
You're really banking.
I'm hoping he's the guy. He's still only 2022. Let's hope he gets it together. His bobblehead night's coming up soon. Maybe he gets called back up. So I don't know where he would play right now. unless they want to take Donovan out of the outfield. But then where do you put Gorman? I guess you DH him since Contreras is hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say because then Ivan is gonna be your catcher, so you can be able to get. But Burleson is hitting. Zord,
Yeah, you can't take Burleson
yeah,
out.
Burleson needs to be playing right now. I mean, I'm all about riding a hot hand. I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let him hit. That's what I don't get whenever, when guys are going. That game they sat Gorman. Gorman had hit like 3 home runs in 3 days.
Hit the home run that won the game
Yeah.
for us in the continue game.
Winn
And
has
then
a 13-game hit streak, and then there was
That's
someone
it.
else, and they set 3 guys that have been having a great week, and it's like, I know you want to get
These
time
sweep
off.
day lineups have got to get better.
Like, that's why you obviously don't sweep, is because you have terrible lineups and Brandon Crawford is playing. Like,
Yeah.
play the guys that are hitting well. Play them. Win every freaking game. Like, Ollie Marmol, if you want to keep your job, play to win the game.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Herm Edwards said?
Play to
Hello?
win.
You play to win the game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, you have to win now. You have to win every game. Like this series. Like, if I see a crappy lineup come out against the Cubs, oh my God, I might lose it.
Yeah, it can't happen, especially if you split the first 2 games. But I don't care if you win the first 2. Like, you got
Step
Sonny
on a
on the mound
throat.
Sunday. Yeah, go for it. We got Nuke Lelouch. All right.
Lelouch.
The offense has been much better, and for long enough now that I believe they've turned a corner.
All right.
Well, Nuke, I hope so.
Let's talk about turning the corner.
But we've got a schedule coming up here.
We started this whole evening on this topic of conversation as this team streaking and ready to fly? Is this 2023 where they won 8 of 11 games, right?
They went 11-3.
11-3. They won 11 of
About the
14
same
games
time.
last year. We thought they had turned the corner then. Mr. Nuke Lelouch. Are the Cardinals turning the corner for real? Let's talk about the next 6 games. Cubs, 3 at home, debuting these sweet City Connects on Saturday, and then 3 on the road in Cincinnati. What's it going to be, Josh? Who you got? What are you going to call? You guys can give your guesstimates in the comments as well if you'd like.
Without really knowing what the pitching
We don't know the
matchups
pitching
are gonna
matchup
be.
except tomorrow. Is Michaelis in?
Sonny's got to be going Sunday. I'm just gonna say he pitched Monday.
I hope they hold him for Monday for me, but whatever.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice for you. I'm gonna say 4-2. I hope. Wait, this is 6 games. I'm gonna say
6 total games. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
4-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4-2. I'm gonna say they take both series. I'm gonna say they take 2 each. Yeah, I think they lose tomorrow with Shota on the mound.
The Reds,
unless Paul Goldschmidt remembers how to hit against lefties.
The Cubs have been really bad lately, and the Reds have been really bad lately. Right?
I mean, the Cubs
are 3 of the last 7.
The Reds have been really bad lately, but I feel like we don't always. And I'm just maybe this.
The
is
Cubs and Reds
biased.
are both lost 2 straight and are 3 in their last 7.
Yeah,
Cubs and Reds both.
But that ballpark with the Reds, I feel like you just never. I don't know what it is when we play them there. I mean,
I guarantee you
we could get smoked one game, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Can I guarantee you this? Here's my prediction, guaranteed in Cincinnati. Nolan Arenado hits a bomb that means absolutely nothing. Whether the
they're down like 6-0,
Cardinals are down or the Cardinals are way up, Nolan Arenado will hit a bomb in Cincinnati.
But will it mean something?
Nothing.
Will it mean something if it gets him going and he gets on a heater?
It'll be a TBD. Like it'll if we'll look back at it as possibly this is what got him going. But I guarantee you, Nolan Arenado hits a majestic home run that means absolutely nothing to left field in Cincinnati. That's just who he is and what he. I was there last year when they got in that doubleheader. If you remember, they played the doubleheader in Cincinnati, and they're down like 12-2. Nolan Arenado comes up and just hits a home run. Like, oh yeah, I predicted it right before it happened. I'm like, Nolan Arenado's going to hit a home run right here. Boom! Everyone thought I was a savant. Like, no,
pressure's off.
Pressure's off of Nolan Arenado. He's got this, no problem. Okay, so you're going 4-2. Both. I'm saying 4-2 would be great. 4-2 would be really, really good. I think that's a really good next 6 games.
Would that get us over 500? Where are we at now? 3. No, it wouldn't. Would it?
No.
We'd still be one
One
under.
under. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals move to 28 and 27. They go
See.
5-1,
Who are we sweeping?
sweeping the Reds. We're losing tomorrow.
If we win tomorrow, we might go 6-0.
It's possible. But see, here, this is where we go.
But then Saturday's a wild
Nuke
card.
Lelouch is saying that, hey, we're turning the corner. This is what happened last year.
Well,
have you heard of like the thing whenever you're waiting for winter to end and you get false summer? What do they call it? Like false summer, dogwood summer, or whatever, a dogwood winter. I don't know, whatever. There's some of these false things that you think that you finally made it to summer out of winter, and then you get kicked back in the teeth and it snows again.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
That sounds like Indiana.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, that's what I fear this is. This is what I fear is what's happening right now. Is we think again, like last year,
It's fool's gold.
Here we go. The Cardinals are back, and then bang, Shota throws a no-hitter against the Cardinals, and all hell is breaking loose again on social media.
But here's the thing for me: even if they go 4-2 or 5-1, these next 6, I think I'm gonna. What's going to determine to me if I feel like that they're back is going to be the next 6 games after this, where you've got 3 in Philadelphia and 3 in Houston.
But Houston's not playing very well.
Well, they started to play well. They had it like they kind of they won like 6 or 7 in a row, and then it kind of fallen back.
I don't disagree with you that it's important, but I think it's important to handle within the division.
Philly is really freaking good,
but to handle the 6 games in the division.
Oh yeah, I mean you have to.
But also against the Reds, who are not good. We used to have so many games.
We lost 2 or 3 to the White Sox. I mean, it's
trust me,
worst things have happened.
I was there. But my point is, you have to take care of against the bad teams and win those games, because you don't get the abundance of possibilities again. You don't get how many games did they used to play each other?
It was like 19.
So now you get 12, I think. Like you have to get the games against the Reds when they're not playing well, which again, some Reds fans that I know, and they follow along the show and everything, they just think that the Reds were going to be really good this year. And I asked them where they got their confidence from. And right now it's like, I don't know what they saw, but Ellie De La Cruz is still playing really, really well.
Oh, I mean, and kind of last year. He looks really, really good. But yeah, I agree with you. You have to win these division games, and you have to beat up on these bigger teams because of this balanced schedule, because of a 19-game stretch in August. Let's just look ahead of the schedule. This is why games like this matter now, why you can't say, well, it's just May, because there's a 19-game stretch starting August 16th where we play 3 against the Dodgers at home, 3 against Milwaukee at home, 3 against the Twins on the road. They're really good this year. Yeah. 4 against the Padres at home, who are, I mean, they're playing like you. They're 500 now. They might be over 500 now. 3 against the Yankees on the road.
Is this all one stretch?
This is a 19-game stretch.
That's all in a row. What you're saying?
Yeah, 19-game stretch from August 16th to September 4th. Toward the end of it is 3 against the Yankees on the road, and then 3 more against Milwaukee on the road. 19. That's
your season right there.
Yeah, well, but that's why these games right now matter.
You got to get every single one that you can.
Yes, I mean that is brutal. That's worse than the April schedule we had to start off. I think. I mean, we had San Diego, Miami.
But the Cardinals also weathered that storm in the beginning.
Easily. Yeah, we went 500 in April. I was looking at schedule stuff here last. I got to find that again. Pretty sure we went 500 in April.
Yes. Yeah. They were.
And we're right at 500 this month.
So there's not 500 somewhere then.
Well,
because you're 5 games under or something of the sort.
We went 1-3 in March. This is a problem. 1-3 in March, 13-13 in April, and we're 9-10 in May so far.
So 1 under for May.
But yeah, I mean that's a worse stretch than starting out with Dodgers, Padres, Marlins, Phillies, Arizona. I mean that 19-game stretch, that is brutal. Now, who knows how teams are playing at that point? But after that too, then you got 3 against Seattle. They're playing well.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's September looks a lot better schedule wise, but that August stretch is rough. And you start off that month with 4 at the Cubs, at Chicago, makeup game at home against New York, and then 3 at home against Tampa Bay, and then 2 on the road. Why only 2? 2 on the road at Kansas City. Like
They did 2 last year as well.
okay, that's a August is a brutal schedule, man. Like that's I mean, you're only like 4 against the Cubs in Chicago and then 3 against Cincinnati in Cincinnati before that 19 game stretch against the Dodgers. That's a August is going to be rough. But that's why these games in June and July matter. I mean, July's a little bit better schedule wise. You got Pittsburgh, you got Washington, 2 at home against the Royals, got the Cubs at home again, you got the All-Star break, then you got Atlanta, you got Pittsburgh, you got the Nationals, the Rangers. Like those teams aren't playing great right now, but you never know how they're playing when you get there. I mean, all these games right now matter. This thought process of it's only April, it's only May. I mean, that crap, the only thing that's changed for me that is I like don't lose my mind over it as much now because the season is longer, but it still does matter because of this balanced
as
schedule.
they also say, Flag Day is what they always judge everything by. And Flag Day is coming up on June 14th.
Few more weeks.
That's when everyone says like you judge your season by Flag Day. Wherever you are on Flag Day will dictate however your season can end up. That's not very far away to decide if you're in or you're out. And the Cardinals right now, according, Mr. Lelouch agrees, he thinks they've turned the corner and we're ready to roll. And I would like to see the Cardinals continue to hit, because if they hit, they have a chance. That's as simple as it is.
Yeah, with the bullpen that we have and the quality starts that at least 3/5 of the rotation have been putting out, I think you've got a chance. But yeah, they've got to keep hitting. But this next stretch of games before then, I mean, yeah.
All right.
You said June what?
14th.
Flag Day?
14th.
June 14th. Okay, yeah.
So I'm all in. I'm dipping in. Cardinals are turning the corner, going 5-1 the next 6.
And so you've only got between now and Flag Day Philly and Chicago that have winning records. So we get Chicago, the Reds, Philadelphia, Houston, 4 at home against Colorado. Yeah, you got to make good on those.
Yeah.
3 at home against Pittsburgh, they're kind
stuttering a little bit.
And then 3 on the road at the Cubs. So only 2 teams in there that are over a 500 record right now, the Cubs and Philadelphia, the Phillies.
How many do you have with Philly? Is it 3 or 4?
3 on the road.
So 9 total games against above 500 teams.
Yep. And 6 of those are the Cubs who've been sputtering.
Yeah. 3 of their last 7.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals are 8 of the last 10. This is the time to finally turn the corner and
you got to make good on this June stretch.
Just start
what's
going.
Coming in August.
Like, yeah, because the stretch that's coming in the future, you got to win right now. All right, I think that's it for the night. We're at like an hour and 20, like normal. So just what we end up hitting on average.
Classic.
Someone asked earlier if we have our own merch. We do, of sorts, through Breaking Tea. BreakingTea.com/that's-a-winner. We have a nice little That's a Winner podcast t-shirt there. Anything through that, anything you buy through BreakingTea.com/that's-a-winner. It's also on our link and our link tree and all of our social media. We get a little piece of that to help fund things. And we had tons and tons of comments tonight. Lots of commenters. We appreciate it. We're still looking for one more sponsor of the other ones. So we'd like to add one more for $200 if anyone's interested. One more. Pay for all of our costs for the entire year for one more.
We'll send you a That's a Winner podcast shirt.
Yeah, you've a free shirt for a sponsor. Anyone that wants to be. All right. These jerseys, the Cardinals will wear red for the first time in regular season history on Saturday against the Baby Bears, and that they will win on Saturday, and they will go on to win the next 4 after that as well.
You think it's going to be Libby Saturday? You think we're going to get a rookie debut?
I have no idea. I think because they're TBDing it, something else is up their sleeves.
And also, where are we going to watch the game this weekend?
Oh, yeah, because I can't watch it anywhere. And I can't watch the Reds.
The fun blackouts.
Yeah. Blackouts are terrible. I hope everyone has a great holiday weekend, Indy 500 weekend, Cardinals Cubs baseball weekend, Pacers in the playoffs weekend here in Indiana, Pacers and Racers, as we say in Indianapolis. Hope everyone has a great one. This has been That's a Winner Podcast. Appreciate it. Follow us on everything. That's a Winner Pod on Twitter, Facebook, That's a Winner Podcast, Instagram,
YouTube.
TikTok, YouTube. Like, subscribe, all the things the kids say. Do all those things. For That's a Winner Podcast, I'm Ryan. That's Josh. Appreciate you. See ya.
Shooter from the belt to the plate. A swing and a miss. And that's the winner. That's the winner. A World Series winner for the Cardinals. Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run. And the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy. Swinging a long one into left field. Adios, goodbye, and maybe that's the winner. A 3-run homer by Clark, and the Cardinals lead by the score of 7-5, and they may go to the World Series on that one, folks.
What a team. What a ride. The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.